What's good, YouTube? Guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on the video. I wanted to discuss and share my current journey with my attempts to unlock a VSeed. I know VSeed is quite a complex movement. It's not easy at all. And at first glance, it may seem like, oh, I could do this. But once you give it a go, you realize how much actually goes into it. And I'll be honest with you, it has been a struggle for me. That's why I call this video my struggle with VSeed, and it has been going on for a couple of years. I think one of the reasons why I'm struggling to unlock this move is, of course, my body measurements. I'm quite tall for calisthenics. I'm 197 centimeters, which is about 6'5.5", I would say. Maybe 6'6" on a good day in the morning while your spine got an opportunity to get stretched out during the night. So long limbs definitely has prevented me from unlocking this move. However, I don't want to use that as an excuse to say, oh, look, because I'm tall and somewhat heavy, I currently weigh 100 kilograms and I'm currently in a phase of cutting for the summer. In the winter, my heaviest weight was 104 kilograms, while I was somewhat bulking and trying to put on a lean size. And I definitely felt it in my performance in calisthenics. Muscle ups felt a lot harder, a lot heavier. My weighted pull has in fact dropped. I was able to pull 65 kilograms while my body weight was 90 kilo. And now at body weight 100, I'm pulling about 45 kilograms. So yes, I've gained weight, but I'm pulling less. But anyway, let's focus on the VSeed. I think before we can even step into the VSeed, it's important that we have LSeed on lock. And you'd be surprised, but when I first tried LSeed, I couldn't do it. I just tried it on the floor in my room and I was like, wow, I'm struggling. So it took me a couple of months to sort of get into swing of things and unlock and hold a solid LSeed. And I would say if you are progressing into VSeed, your LSeed needs to be at least 15-20 seconds. And for me, some days I find LSeed so hard. I'm thinking, how am I even going to progress to VSeed? Because LSeed is just feel like I'm holding on to my dear life while doing it, but it's a lot of it is core compression, obviously your triceps, your back. I feel a lot of my back when I'm doing this movements, and in fact I've got like a minor injury in my back, like a knot in my left side above below my shoulder discs, and I feel it in LSITs and VSITs exercises, funny enough. So yeah, first exercise, you want to make sure your LSIT is solid before you even progress to VSIT. When it comes to VSIT, usually the very first exercise that I would do is my VSIT attempts. So I would only give it 2 sets, maybe 3 sets max. Hold it for between 5 to 10 seconds, or maybe do a max hold, but no longer than 10 seconds. What I usually do is I use the bands to help me get to some sort of a VSIT, because my VSIT is still very far from being a full VSIT, and a full VSIT looks very impressive. But with bands, I am somewhat getting there. So bands help me out quite a bit. So I do recommend using the bands for assistance. I use 2 colors, the purple, which is somewhat a strong band, and the black one, which is somewhat a light band. So do 2 sets of the bands. If you don't have the bands, I would recommend probably doing TAC VSIT for max holds. Not max holds, but for 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds. But give it your best, right? But before you even go into attempting VSITs, make sure you're well warmed up. And VSIT is a composition of good flexibility of hamstrings as well. So make sure you stretch well. What I do for my stretching is Jefferson curls, very helpful. And my flexibility has improved big time. However, it's still not where I want it to be. But make sure your flexibility, your core compression goes hand in hand with your VSIT, because it's a combination of all of those things, your strength, your flexibility, your core compression, all in one. So second exercise would be probably one of my favorite exercises, that is tuck V-sit to L-sit. It's a great exercise, really almost called as a conditioning exercise because it conditions you to be in a tuck V-sit and then L-sit, which is a struggle. This exercise at first, even now nowadays when I'm training it, it's still a struggle. I've started off with 3 reps and now I've extended it to 6 reps, sometimes 7, depending how I feel. Great exercise. Strongly recommend this one. I think this one helped me. This exercise in particular has helped me the most on my VC journey. So moving on from that, I would then practice solid L-sit. I would do 2 sets of those. So each of these exercises, I would only do 2 sets. So 2 sets of solid L-sit, I would say even 10 to 15 seconds or longer if you can. Usually at that point, I'm only able to hold it for maybe 12 seconds, max 15 seconds, because I'm already a little bit burned out from VC attempts and the tuck V-sit to L-sit. And then I would finish off with 2 sets of tuck V-sits and I would push it to a max hold. So let's say if you can hold it for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, do it, right? The idea is to hold it to failure. That's one way to condition and program our body to be comfortable in this position of, holding yourself up. And obviously while doing it, try to push your hips forward as much as you can. On all of this exercise, it's important to keep the hip flexors in front of you. And a finisher would be a core compression exercise. One of my favorite ones is obviously feet to your hands, right, while hanging on a bar. It could be tricky for some people, so maybe start with normal leg raises or knee raises to start with, or you can do knee raises with dumbbell. That's a great exercise as well to train your core. Another one, if you haven't got a bar or access to a gym, then I would just place a dumbbell, or it could be some sort of an object, and you just raise your legs over the dumbbell. Great exercise. I actually started implementing this one not too long ago. So still training my core, and I realized that on one side that my left leg or my left core is weaker than my right one. So there's an imbalance there. So I'm trying to fix it. And obviously that would reflect in my L-sit and my V-sit because one side would give up sooner. And obviously stretch as much as you can. That is something that I need to improve on as well. My stretching hasn't been the best, and I think obviously it's contemplated to me trying to unlock this. I know people unlock V-sit in a couple of months, but for me it has been a very, very challenging journey, very frustrating, and I know I could have worked harder. And even at the moment, I'm battling a small injury in my lower back. I got a pinned nerve from driving a car. I know, like, out of all the things you could think of, right? Pinned nerve from driving a car it's a new one, right? Anyway, guys, thank you for sticking out with me. Please let me know if you found this video helpful, and let me know if you've attempted L-sit or V-sit and how difficult or perhaps how easy you found this movement. Please stay tuned for more fitness content. I'm planning to release a lot more because yes, this channel is a self-development channel and fitness is a big part of our self-development, and and I'm very passionate about calisthenics, about fitness, about boxing, basketball, all of the activities that I do day to day, and I want to share it with you on this channel. All right, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.